Standard 5th, Subject English, Poem 17 On the Water. Before I start this poem, I would like to give you a short introduction. The poem on the water describes the wonders of the nature one get to see while boating. So here I will recite the poem for you all. Let's start. In our little boat to glide on the water blue and white, while the sky is smooth and bright, what could give us more delight? See the ripples, how they run, twinkling brightly in the sun, while reflected we can see shadows of each hill and trees. See the lilies, round and large, floating near, ready merged, where the bulrush has its place, and the heavy water maze. See the great green dragonfly and the swallow skimming by. See the fishes spring and gleam. Here they splash into the steam. See the bright kingfisher too, not a gleam of green and blue. These are all around our boat. On the water, whites we float. Dear student, I have recited the poem. Now one by one I am going to read the each stanza and explain you the poem. Here we start. In our little boat to glide. Now what is mean by glide, dear student? Glide means moving slowly and smoothly over the surface of the water. The boat is moving very slowly and smoothly on the water blue and white, and the water is very blue and white, very bigger, while the sky is smooth and bright. What could give us more delight? Now in the first stanza the poet is telling us that we should take some time out of our busy schedule and enjoy the wonder of the nature. He wants us to appreciate the blue water and the clean sky, which makes things bright, lovely, and lively. The year the poet is describing the scene as he is moving alone slowly in his boat on a wild blue stream, and he is saying and giving the example of the sky which is smooth and bright, and poet asks us a question. He says that what could give more delight than this? What make more delight, happy above all this? So here the poet has given different example in the first stanza. Let's move to the second stanza. Let's see what the poet is telling more to us. See the ripples. Now what is mean by ripples, dear student? Ripples means little waves on the surface of the water caused by the wind or by something moving on the water. When the wind blow it, so the water is starting floating in the water. So here the poet is saying, see the ripples how they run, twinkling means shining or brightly. So you're twinkling brightly in the sun, while reflected we can see, and the reflection in the water, the poet is saying the reflection in the water he can see shadows of each hill and tree. So the poet is saying that he can see the reflection in the water, whether it is tree or hills. In the second stanza the poet asks us to observe the way the ripples in the water move quickly, giving example of twinkling brightly in the sun. The poet says that he can see the shadow of each hill and tree reflected in the water. So here the poet has given different example in the each stanza, that how we can enjoy the nature and be delight ourselves. Let's move to the third stanza. Let's see what the poet is trying to tell us more. See the lilies, around and large. Now your lily is one type of flower which is round and large. Many they are floating near the reedy merge. Now reedy merge means water edge where reeds or tall grasses grow thickerly in the nearby water. So here the poet is telling that the lily flowers is round or large, floating near the reedy marge where the bulrush has its place. Now what is mean by bulrush? Bulrush means wetland grasses like plants and the heavy water maize. So here in the third stanza, the poet is telling that there are large and round lilies near the edge of the water where tall grasses grow, and when you can see the grasses like plant like the bulrush and the water maize. So here the poet has given the example of the lily flowers which is round around near the water and floating in the reedy merge. Let's move to the fourth stanza and see what the poet is trying to tell us now. See the great green dragonfly. Now, the poet is trying to tell us to see, to have a look to that great green dragonfly and the swallow. Swallow means a small migratory bird. Skimming means a small or glide past near the surface by. See the fishes spring and gleam. Gleam means a reflection of the light from a shining and clean surface. Here they splash into the steam. Now in the first stanza, the poet see a big green dragonfly and a small bird that is swallow and goes so quickly by that he can also see the fish spring out their body reflecting the sunlight before they jump with a splash into the stream. So here the poet has given the example of the green dragonfly and the swallow sticking by the fishes. Let's move to the last stanza and see what the poet is trying to tell us more. See the bright kingfisher too. Now kingfisher is a small bird with a large head and a bright, colorful, beautiful feathers. Dart. Now what is mean by dart? Dart means moving something suddenly and very rapidly. Dart a gleam of a green and blue. These are all around our boat on the water whilst we float. In the last stanza, the poet has given example of the bright kingfisher birds, green and blue, which can also be seen darting here and there. All the other insects mentioned in the poem, for example, insects, birds, and plants, are around the poet's boat, which is floating on the water. The poet tells us to enjoy the flower and while talking a short trip in the boat which make us delight and happy. So here the poet is enjoying the nature by floating in the water and describing the different things which he has experienced while boating in the water. Dear student, hope you all understood this beautiful poem. Thank you.